Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the procession of the Georgia Gwinnett College faculty, the Summer 2017 graduating class, and our distinguished platform party.
Dr. James Wiesel, Professor of Accountancy and Assistant Dean of Technology, Management, and Communications, leads the faculty and bears the GGC mace. In today's ceremony, Dr. Wiesel represents the full complement of GGC faculty. We invite you to read more about the symbolism of the GGC mace on page 16 of today's commencement program.
Miss Mary Bierman, Instructor of Nursing, represents the School of Health Sciences and carries the standard bearing the Georgia Gwinnett College seal. The GGC seal represents the core mission, values, and vision of the college and identifies the college as unique among all other educational institutions. The seal reflects the college's official colors, green and gray, and contains a symbolism of GGC's core identity. You may read more details about the symbolism and meaning of the GGC seal on page 8 of your commencement program.
Dr. Robert Lutz, Professor of Information Technology, represents the School of Science and Technology and bears the standard of scholarship. This standard illustrates Georgia Gwinnett's dedication to developing graduates into lifelong intentional learners. As such, these graduates learn to discover, acquire, integrate, and apply knowledge in ways that enhance both their lives and the lives of others.
Dr. Yvonne Ellis, Associate Professor of Accountancy, representing the School of Business, bears the standard of leadership. The leadership pillar reflects Georgia Gwinnett College's commitment to inspire innovation in our students and to manage change. Accordingly, GGC graduates learn to model purposeful, intentional actions that enable them, as well as those around them, to work together in cohesive and coherent ways towards common goals and objectives. Our students lead by example, with both their hearts and their minds, while encouraging others to do the same.
Dr. Rolando Marquez, Assistant Professor of Information Technology and the Assistant Director for the Center of Teaching Excellence, represents the School of Education and bears the standard of service. This standard affirms the Georgia Gwinnett College commitment to encourage each graduate to contribute actively in ways that will result in a positive impact on local, state, national, and international communities.
Dr. Ronald Hunter, Professor of Criminal Justice and Criminology, represents the School of Liberal Arts and bears the standard of creativity. The 4 hallmarks of creativity include curiosity, intellectual versatility, imagination, and critical thinking. The cultivation of these attributes enables our graduates to embrace varied perspectives, to identify key points of convergence among seemingly disparate ideas and situations, and to generate creative ideas in order to arrive at innovative solutions.
Members of the GGC faculty complete the processional of faculty following both the GGC seal and standard bearers. These faculty represents the varied academic ranks of full professor, associate professor, assistant professor, or instructor.
The distinct regalia worn by GGC faculty reflect traditional colors of their academic disciplines, as well as the colors of the varied institutions where their individual degrees were conferred. Additional information on the tradition of academic regalia is outlined on page 11 of today's commencement program.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the processional of Georgia Gwinnett College graduating class of the summer 2017 and our distinguished platform party.
We now begin the processional of the platform party and distinguished guests, which include the President of Georgia Gwinnett College, Dr. Stash Proszewski, senior leadership of the college, academic deans, our guest speaker, Senate President pro tempore David Schaefer, and the GGC Foundation.
The Summer 2017 student speaker and representatives from the Office of the Registrar and the Office of Enrollment Management make up the additional members of the platform party for today's commencement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colours by the Georgia Gwinnett College Army Reserve Officer Training Corps and the singing of our national anthem. The national anthem is performed today by Jordan Sanders, our student soloist, under the direction of Dr. Mark Gilley, Associate Professor of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jordan, for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem, and congratulations on your graduation today. Please remain standing and in silence while the ROTC cadets post the colours on the platform, render a salute to the flag, and exit the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president of Georgia Gwinnett College, Dr. Stas Kraszewski.
Morning. Talk about a bittersweet day. Jordan is our singer. She's also graduating this year. Applications for a future singer are out there, although she's willing to contract with us, I think, as her first job after graduating. Jordan, we're going to miss you and look forward to your final song later today. So thanks again to Jordan. Well, good morning and congratulations to the Georgia Gwinnett class of 2017. I'm Stas Kraszewski, and it's my privilege to welcome all the families, friends, faculty, and the staff to our 2017 summer commencement program. Today we celebrate 217 students who have earned their baccalaureate degrees, and I'm sure they're excited to share this tremendous achievement with each of you. The GGC community is also looking forward to approaching the celebration of our 5,000th graduate, which will occur this year in December. I now ask the audience to please hold your applause until all of our distinguished guests who are with us today are recognized. First and foremost, the chairman of the GGC Foundation Board and a personal friend of mine, Mr. Tommy Hughes. Mayor Judy Jordan Johnson of Lawrenceville, also known as the First Grizzly. State Representative Brenda Lopez. Members of our GGC Foundation Board, if you'll stand. Members of our School of Business Board of Visitors. Thank you. GGC's new Alumni Board Chair, Timothy Foster. And our keynote speaker, the Honorable David Schaefer, State Senator representing the GGC's district, and I'll introduce him a bit more in a moment. We're delighted that all of you can be with us today, and we're deeply appreciative of the ongoing support you provided to GGC and its community, so thank you. Before we begin, please also allow me the privilege to especially note that several of you have a special relationship in the audience and in our graduating class and among our faculty and staff, that several of you have a special relationship with the myriad of the uniformed services that often place you in harm's way on behalf of all of us. This includes 2015 GGC alumnus Sean Casey, who is a veteran U.S. Army combat photographer who's taking photos of today's ceremony as a freelance photographer for the college. Well, those graduates, as well as all those members of our audience present today who have served in the past or are currently serving in our military, police, fire, or rescue, or EMS uniformed services, if you would please stand at this time to allow all of us to thank you for all of your service to our nation and our communities by providing us security, safety, and life-saving efforts at your own personal risk. Please stand. We really do appreciate all that you do. Please also help me thank the small army of GGC personnel who worked long and hard to make this event special, as well as the dozens of employee volunteers providing assistance this morning and the entire staff of the Infinite Energy Center for making this place prepared for this ceremony. Thank you for preparing this place. Graduates, as you know, this is not your typical college by any means. Everything we do is designed to help get you to this point today. You're a living proof that GGC's innovative, game-changing model works. And off script here for a moment, yesterday I asked the students, just before they were leaving for the day yesterday, I said, is there anything here you'd like to tell me? And one of our graduates said, yes, Mr. President, I'd like to tell you something. 4 years ago, you rejected me for admissions to this college. And I said, what? She said, yeah, my grades weren't good enough. You rejected me. I appealed, and today she's graduating with honors on the president's list just 4 years later. So congratulations to you. Many of you face numerous challenges, including balancing work and family with your coursework. Some left behind families in other nations to study here in the United States. In fact, today we have graduates representing different countries. Will those graduates please stand as I call out your country of citizenship? Afghanistan, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Guyana, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, Peru, Sweden, Taiwan, and the Netherlands. Thank you for choosing us. Some of you experienced personal tragedies, but all of you are here today because you persevered with steadfast determination and you took advantage of the many opportunities that come with going to college. Just some examples. Exercise science major Jonathan Inn had an internship in which he gained experience in physical, occupational, speech, and aquatic therapies. Business major Mariam Mirzoyan served as the first president of the Sigma Beta Delta International Honor Society and led the first professional networking event for the School of Business. A history major and our soloist, Jordan Sanders, has worked for 2 years as a tutor helping her fellow students in our Academic Enhancement Center. And as members of the women's tennis team, psychology major Judith von Freyenhoven helped bring home 3 National Association of Independent Athletics, National Athletic Independent Athletics national championships in the team's first 4 years of postseason eligibility. 3 national championships. And by the way, I just want to mention that our men's tennis team recently won its 4th straight NAIA national championship in tennis as well. I share their stories because all of you will forever be part of GGC's history. What you have done here and what you will do in the future will inspire generations of future Grizzlies. But you also inspire us. You are the reason we come to work every day. Your success motivates us, and that in turn helps us better serve those students who will follow you. As part of that service too, we want to thank our faculty. If our faculty will please rise and accept the thanks of the students, the administration, and the audience here today for all that you've done in helping them get here today. Thank you. One last thanks, and this is an opportunity for the graduates. Graduates, if you thought you got here today on your own, I don't think so. There are loved ones, family, friends, spouses, extended family, who are all standing behind you, either from overseas, where this is being broadcast live to your countries. If you'd like to take this moment to thank those in our audience and overseas who have assisted you in being here today, now's your time to show your appreciation to your loved ones. Just a warning, when you go home, many of you may find that your bags have been moved out of the house while you were here this morning. And it's okay, you can change the locks too. On the graduating senior survey, your class has been uniquely reflective about what college and GGC has meant to you personally. This is important because college just isn't about learning what's required to earn a degree. It's about learning more about yourself, learning about your abilities and your dreams, and hopefully some new dreams. It helps you get out of your comfort zone and learn more about the world around you and about your career and your life options. IT major Jonathan Nguyen said, quote, "GGC has enabled me to surpass my limit." Business major Megan Ringwald said, "GGC has taught her about diversity and the acceptance of different groups and cultures." And I'm proud to announce that for the 3rd consecutive year, U.S. News & World Report has ranked Georgia Gwinnett College as the single most diverse college, public or private, in all of the South, from Texas to Florida to Virginia. Fellow business major Ryan Huff said, quote, "Through the 4 pillars, I have learned a variety of skills and philanthropic responsibilities to guide me through my life after college." Lewis Edwards, a political science major, said his professors have prepared him to be successful in the classroom, the boardroom, and in the world. And one of GGC's own staff members, Perlene Doxey, graduates today with a major in political science. Talk about commitment, working full-time at GGC, serving its students, while being one herself and going across the stage later today. Biology major Karat Amir said, quote, "I have been able to grow as a person and really be in tune with who I am and what it is I want from life." And business major and charter member of the Four Pillar Society, Jonathan Charles, said he learned how to, quote, "how to seek out my own success rather than waiting for someone to just hand it to me." It is these personal lessons that will make the real difference no matter what you choose to do in life. The survey didn't even ask you what you learned at GGC. All of those profound statements and many other similar ones were in response to a survey question about your future plans. Yet in considering your future plans, you chose to reflect on what you've learned and how you have grown. That tells us that you will indeed be successful. The ability to understand yourself will enable you to continue learning and growing, and is key to success in your career and in your lives. When educators hear a statement like yours, we are, in fact, invigorated. You put the energy back in our batteries. So while we honor you today, we also thank you for all the ways in which you've inspired us and made us a better college. Your class is represented in today's ceremony by Janie Dorham, a psychology major who, like many of you, faced challenges but persevered. She also had her own moments of self-reflection and has achieved much more than that which she thought was once possible. She is a 1999 graduate of Winder Barrow High School and spent several years in retail management and training before returning to college to complete her degree to be awarded today. Her husband, Eli, a 2016 GGC alumnus who was working towards his business degree at the time, encouraged her to consider Georgia Gwinnett College. Since enrolling at GGC in 2014, she has worked on campus as a student assistant. She's a volunteer for Junior Achievement. She's a member of Psi Chi, the International Honor Society for Psychology. Her many years of work experience led her to wonder why people act in the way they do in the workplace. I ask that every day. Sometimes I'm sure many of us do the same. So this fall, Janie will begin working on a master's degree in industrial and organizational psychology at UGA in their graduate program. She plans to later launch a career in organizational development and consulting. Please welcome our student speaker, Janie Dorham.
Thank you, President Krachevsky. Good morning, friends, family, faculty, staff, special guests, and of course, my fellow graduates. I am humbled and awed by the honor of speaking on behalf of the graduating class of 2017. Humbled because many of us have had immense obstacles to overcome, and awed that I have witnessed so many triumphs. We all have stories, don't we? But if sharing my own modest narrative resonates with a single person here today, then it's definitely a story worth telling. My story starts with the fact that I never thought I would be a college graduate. I grew up in an under-resourced area of West Virginia, and I'm proud to say that my father was a coal miner. He would come home after night shifts with his face covered in coal dust, only to go right back to a hole in the mountain 12 hours later, while my mom stayed home with my little brother and me. As a child, I didn't realize we were poor. There were many families in southern West Virginia exactly like us, and education just wasn't very important. I went to school, but I was teased a lot and I struggled in class. It didn't seem like the adults in my life ever thought that I would amount to much, but that wasn't the only challenge that I faced. Although we didn't know it then, my parents struggled with the crippling drug addiction that they hid from us very well. Their addiction meant that we were always on the move, just trying to survive. And we lived in some pretty rundown places. By the time I was a senior in high school, we've moved 7 times in as many years, and I'd seen things that a child should never have to see. It's hard to do well in school when you're hungry, And it's hard to study when your only source of light is the sun because your parents didn't pay the power bill. It's also hard to get involved in school when your family has no vehicle. I was barely passing by the time I graduated high school, but I was passing. I was still trying to hold on to some hope that I could beat the odds. And things did get better. My parents got cleaned up my senior year, but they couldn't afford my graduation regalia. And I was too proud to ask for financial assistance. I told my dad that I wasn't going to my high school commencement, but he could come see me at my college commencement. He told me that would probably never happen, although he'd be happy to see it. I wasn't sure at the time if he said that because of my poor grades or because of his own struggles, but I was stubborn. I moved out, got a job, and began college. However, my college career was short-lived because my father became increasingly ill and passed away 3 years later. My family was turned inside out, and I couldn't focus on my education. I took a promotion at my job because I felt like maybe everyone was right. I'd never be successful at college anyway. I did, however, become moderately successful in my work life, but I grew tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I knew that I needed to get a degree. So I started taking night classes a few years ago, but I didn't really have a direction. By then, I was happily married, and my husband, Eli, was taking classes at this new local college, Georgia Gwinnett, and he urged me to transfer there and get my bachelor's degree. My brother, whose life had mirrored mine in hardship and survival, was earning a degree elsewhere and doing really well. The two of them always believed in me. Everyone else thought I was crazy to quit a stable job to get a degree, but I was tired of listening to what other people thought I couldn't do. Being in my 30s and married, I was worried that I might not fit in. So to help my transition, I obtained a job on campus as the oldest student assistant at the time. As soon as I started working with volunteer GGC, I quickly saw that there was no need to worry about not fitting in. The years that followed became some of the most fulfilling of my life. GGC has made such a positive impact on me. We may have different backgrounds, cultures, national origins, but the way we embrace each other is nothing short of surreal. We laugh, we learn together, we care about each other as well as our education. You guys are awesome. The Grizzly community, its students, faculty, staff, became my family. And I know that my fellow graduates feel that way too. The road that brought us all here was challenging but amazing. And I can't believe I'm here where no one ever thought I would be, including myself. This college gave me a chance. I started GGC with a low GPA, but today I'm graduating with honors with a 3.56, and this fall I'll begin working on my master's degree. Thank you. It's all thanks to the support of my classmates, loved ones, co-workers, faculty members. I couldn't have done it without you. We could not have done it without you. And now I invite my fellow graduates to join me in expressing our gratitude for everything you have done to help us get here today. My mom isn't here, but she's watching online, and I just want to say, I love you, Mom, no matter how far away you are. And don't worry about us, because we've made it. I know my dad is watching also. This is for you, Dad. In closing, I just want to say to everyone here that if you put your mind to it, there is nothing that can stop you. We are all here because we have survived this part of the journey, but our stories don't end here. We worked hard and we took a chance on being a part of something bigger than ourselves. Now we have the chance to support the next generation of leaders, to help them thrive like we have, and to let them know that no matter where they come from or what challenges they face, that we believed in them like others believed in us. Thanks for listening, and go Grizzlies.
You've got to love yet another story of perseverance in the face of hardship to be where you want to be in life. It isn't easy, and so we appreciate your story, sharing it with us in your presentation. Our keynote speaker has certainly never let anyone else define him either. Senator David Schaefer was first elected to the Georgia State Senate in 2002. In addition to his current duties as Senate President Pro Tem, he is Chairman of the Administrative Affairs Committee, Vice Chairman of the Senate Insurance and Labor Committee, and a member of the Senate Appropriations, Health and Human Services, and Reapportionment and Redistricting Committees. He's also an ex officio member of the Senate Banking and Financial Institutions, Regulated Industries and Utilities, Government Oversight, and Rules Committees. Previously, Senator Schaefer served as an administration's floor leader for Governor Sonny Perdue. The senator represents Senate District 48, which includes portions of Fulton and Gwinnett counties. He has served our community as vice chairman of the Gwinnett County Library System Board of Trustees, as a member of the former Gwinnett Forsyth Regional Library System Board of Trustees. He's also served on the board of directors for the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce, United Cerebral Palsy of Greater Atlanta, and the Partnership Against Domestic Violence. He's also a former executive director of the Georgia Republican Party. Having served as a board member for the National UGA Alumni Association, Senator Schaefer is an enthusiastic bulldog. Over the past few years, and as our state senator, GGC has directly benefited from his leadership at the Capitol, both in campus construction and in our operational budgets. He's indeed a Grizzly in every sense of the word, a friend of this college, this community, and an established leader for our state. Please join me in giving a warm GGC welcome, a Grizzly welcome, to the Honorable David Schaefer.
Thank you for that very generous introduction. It's a tremendous privilege for me to be with you today. I'm reminded of today of the very first speech I ever gave in the summer of 1989 on the first day of my first job. I was hired to be a campaign worker for Billy Lovett, who was a member of the Georgia Public Service Commission, who was running for insurance commissioner in the elections, the 1990 elections the next year. I was hired to be his driver. And on the first day on the job, I picked him up at his offices, or I went to his offices at the Public Service Commission to pick him up and take him to a speech that he was supposed to give at lunch at the Holiday Inn at Snapfingers Woods Drive in South DeKalb County. But when I arrived, he came out of the Public Service Commission hearing room, and he said that the hearing was going to continue through lunch, and that they were going to vote on a rate increase when the lunch hour was over, and he was not going to be able to make the speech. Well, this was many years before cell phones, so I told him, "Don't worry, I'll go down to your secretary's office and I will call ahead to the hotel and I will let them know that you are not coming." And he said, "No. He said, "We can't do that." He said, "You have got to go and make the speech for me." Well, I had met this man exactly one time before in my life. I had never heard him give a speech. I didn't know anything about the Georgia Public Service Commission or the Insurance Commissioner's office for that matter. But I think he sensed my discomfort because he said, "Don't worry," he said, "the speech is all written out for you." He said, "You just need to read it." And so I went down to his secretary's office and she gave me the speech. It was a single laminated note card that had 3 sentences on it. One was firm but fair regulator, one was lower insurance costs, and the third sentence was simply one word, efficiency. And she scribbled out the name of the group and the directions to the meeting. It was the DeKalb Association of Life Underwriters. And for those of you who don't know, a life underwriter is someone who sells life insurance. Well, I looked at her handwriting and I could have sworn that she wrote the DeKalb Association of Undertakers. And so as I am driving to this hotel room, trying to plan out what I was going to say on top of these 3 sentences, I am thinking that I am speaking to a group of people who I believe to be funeral home directors. And I start my speech with a joke that I had remembered from the Reader's Digest about funeral homes, and not a single person in the audience laughed. And it occurred to me years later that people, that they don't call life insurance death insurance for a reason. People who sell life insurance are sensitive about the whole subject of death and dying to begin with. Well, the only thing that I had, the only life experience at age 22 that I had to draw on was that as my church youth group had done a 9-week course on death and dying. And so I immediately began walking through each of the 9 seminars, culminating with our visit to the Oglethorpe and Son Funeral Home in Chamblee, where they took us on a tour and showed us the drains where they did the embalming in the basement. And I look out and I have completely lost this group of people, and there's pockets of hostility that are beginning to develop. And I had the presence of mind to stop talking and get out the note card, and I read the 3 sentences. Billy Lovett will be a firm regulator, lower insurance costs, and efficiency. About a year and a half later, it's the weekend before the 1990 general election, and I am sent to the Georgia Association of Life Underwriters Convention. And I wasn't on the program to speak, but they recognized me in the audience as being there on behalf of the campaign. And a guy came up to me afterwards and he says, "I remember you." He said, "You spoke to my DeKalb Underwriters Association the summer before last." And I nodded amiably. And he said, "You worked for the campaign?" And I nodded. And he said, "We were convinced for the longest time that you had been sent to sabotage the campaign." Today, of course, I have the benefit of knowing who I'm speaking to. It's the 2017 summer commencement of Georgia Gwinnett College. Commencement literally means point of beginning. I know the definition of that word because 30 years ago, the speaker at my commencement defined the word for me. And I remember it 30 years later because at the time it surprised me. I guess if I had thought about it, I knew that the word commence meant to start or to begin, but all the time leading up to commencement, in my mind, I was viewing commencement as a very welcome end to my formal education. But commencement means a point of beginning. And in the nomenclature of academia, it's the point at which you leave your alma mater and begin your life. Alma mater, of course, means the place you went to college, but in the original Latin, its literal meaning is nurturing mother. In the first draft of this speech, I was to spend a good amount of time expounding on Georgia Gwinnett College as a nurturing mother, and today as the beginning of your life away from her. But when I read that first draft back to myself, it struck me, frankly, as ridiculous. Maybe the nomenclature made sense 300 years ago when the term alma mater was first applied to institutions of education and college graduating classes were populated by highly privileged 16-year-olds who had been tutored at home and then sent off to college to complete their educations and begin their lives. Maybe it made sense 50 years ago when the age of majority was 21 and colleges acted in loco parentis, in the place of the parents. But it certainly doesn't make sense today, not really anywhere, but definitely not at Georgia Gwinnett College, which is at the cutting edge of delivering higher education in the 21st century. Not one of you here came to this institution as a child. In fact, according to the research that the college provided me as I was preparing for this speech, a large number of you here came here with what the college described as significant family responsibilities. Maybe you were already a parent or acting as a parent to a younger sibling. Maybe you were caring for a parent or another loved one, but your days of being nurtured were over. Most of you worked your way through this college or worked here for a long time before you came to this institution. Nearly half of you, the college tells me, worked 20 hours a week while taking classes and doing homework. You have been paying taxes and discharging adult responsibilities for years before your commencement here today. I worked summers and holidays when I was in college. I did it because it was important to my dad. We made my stepson work when he went through college. His first job was in the dining halls at the University of Georgia, and he absolutely hated it, but it was good for him. Without a job, most college students have more time on their hands than is good for them. And you will learn that successful people in life go to bed tired. So let's talk a moment about your time here at Georgia Gwinnett College. The real value of this place, of this marvelous institution, is not the knowledge that you acquired here or that you memorized to pass the tests or complete the term papers. The real value of this institution is in the improvement that it made to you. A liberal arts education teaches you how to think, how to learn, how to see things as a whole, how to collaborate, to work with others. It teaches you to thrive whatever the circumstance. What made you stronger here at Georgia Gwinnett College was not the nurture, but the struggle, the challenge of completing your academic studies while leading a real adult life. Commencement speeches, and I have read a few in preparing for today, are filled with much more advice than they're filled with wisdom. And I spent a lot of time thinking about what advice, if any, I would give you today. I want to share with you a couple of pieces of advice. My dad told me that the world belonged to those who got up early. That is not advice that I wanted to hear or believe, but I can tell you that it is absolutely true. The other piece of advice I would give you is to never be discouraged. That's not the same thing as never giving up. Sometimes you should give up. You're not going to win every battle, and sometimes the battle is not worth being fought. Just do not let the setbacks in your life discourage you. The third piece of advice I'd give you is to treat everybody you come across in life as a friend or as a future friend. This is a lesson that I learned in politics. I cannot tell you how many times today's opponent will be tomorrow's friend. So do not hold grudges. They serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever. And the final thing I would say to you is that learning is a lifetime occupation. Today is an important milestone for you. The degree you earn today is something is rightly a source of pride. But it's not the end of your schooling. Life itself is a schoolhouse. And you will learn that while the acquisition of knowledge is important, the mastery of facts and figures and formulas, and the development of skills is important as well, the development of skills from the mastery of that knowledge, there is something more important, and that is the discovery of wisdom, a word that means at its Greek root the ability to see or know the way. The good book says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding." That is the prayer I pray for you today. Congratulations, summer class of 2017. Wherever you go from here, Godspeed.
Senator Schaefer, I would like to thank you for being here today to share your wisdom with us. In appreciation of the positive impact your words will have on each of us for years to come, it is my honor to present to you this gift on behalf of both the GGC student body and the summer 2017 graduating class. Thank you again for being here today.
Thank you. There we go. Pose for the picture.
At this time, we proceed with the conferral of degrees. I now call upon the Senior Associate Provost for Academic Affairs, Dr. Joe Galley, to acknowledge those candidates who will graduate with honors and to introduce the deans who will present the summer 2017 candidates for graduation. Dr. Galley.
Thank you, President Procheski. In a moment, the deans of the School of Business, the School of Liberal Arts, and the School of Science and Technology will present the candidates for these baccalaureate degrees: the Bachelor of Business Administration, the Bachelor of Arts, and the Bachelor of Science. But first, though, we would like to recognize those candidates who will graduate with special honors. Students graduating with these honors also will be acknowledged individually as they receive their degrees. Those graduates with the honors designation of summa cum laude have earned a grade point average above 3.875. Magna cum laude reflects those graduates who've earned a grade point average above a 3.75, and those students graduating cum laude have earned a grade point average above a 3.50. Will those students graduating with special academic honors now please rise and be recognized? Congratulations, and please be seated. And now, at this time, in corresponding order, the following deans will present our summer 2017 candidates for graduation, according to their applicable degrees. Dr. Tyler Yu, Dean of the School of Business. Dr. Adolfo Santos, Dean of the School of Liberal Arts. And Dr. Thomas Mundy, Dean of the School of Science and Technology.
President Procheski, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business, it is my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degree in business administration. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by our faculty, proved worthy. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration and the faculty of the School of Business please rise? Please be seated.
President Procheski, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Liberal Arts, it is my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degrees of science and the baccalaureate degrees of art. These candidates have, by character and achievement, as judged by the faculty, proved worthy. Will the degree candidates with majors in English, history, political science, criminal justice, and psychology, and the faculty of the School of Liberal Arts please rise? Please be seated.
President Prochaski, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Science and Technology, it's my privilege to present the candidates who have completed the prescribed course of study for the baccalaureate degree of science. These candidates have, by character and achievement as judged by the faculty, proved worthy. Will the degree candidates with majors in biology, chemistry, environmental science, exercise science, information technology, and mathematics, and the faculty of the School of Science and Technology please rise? Please be seated.
Here comes. Will all the summer 2017 candidates for graduation, all the faculty and the deans, please rise. Please rise. You're all candidates for graduation. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, college faculty, and pending final approval by the certification by the GGC Registrar, I hereby confer upon you the baccalaureate degrees as listed in the commencement program, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations, you may now move your tassel from the right to the left to signify your graduation. Please be seated. Graduates, immediately following the receipt of your diploma and prior to leaving the stage, you will receive your diploma from Senate Pro Tem President Schaefer and the Dean of your school. Now those who are to receive their diplomas, please come forward as your name is called.
What do you want to use?
Do you need this? Actually, no. So you want me up top here?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Yes, sir. Thanks.
Michelle!
Yep. All right. I'm gonna hand them to you.
Okay, and tell them, first one, tell them to go to the top of the step, the next one,
Halfway up.
everybody go halfway up. As soon as the guy starts walking, go up. And just hand me one at a time. Don't collect a bunch of them.
Graduating School of Business, Moji K. Akande. Alexander Apia Boteng. Abdallah Ramadan Arslan, cum laude. Daniel Asabi Mensa, Jr. Stephen Autar.
Love you, Michelle.
Love you too.
Sharman Batten.
Michelle, smile for mom.
Farid Bostan Ali. Tiffany Marie Bulwer. Brittany Jean Bruns. Michelle E. Cabrera, cum laude. Jonathan Ezekiel Charles, Honors Program, double major in Finance and Accounting. Alicia Nadine Chester. Marcelo Fabian Clavarino, cum laude, Honors Program. Sarah Jordan Cranston, magna cum laude. Erica Regina Cruz. Megan Michelle Curtis. Novendra Anil Damar. Christine Denise Delgado, cum laude.
Let's go, Brandon.
Brandon Mitchell Desir. Tashnuba Dewan. Andrea Daniela Diaz. Ramir Jaleel Ellison. Nicholas Dale Frazier. Send him up halfway. Nicholas Alexander Folks. Jeremy DeLong Fung, minor information technology. Christy Denise Glaud. Giluz Grandois. Alyssa Suzanne Gruber, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Hanrahan. Erica Monique Harris. Michael Stephen Hodorovsky, Jr. Ryan Christopher Huff. Vince Namdi Ikabudu. Amber Nicole Ivy. Chelsea Amber Brianna Jackson, cum laude. Katrina Gabrielle Johnson. Amber Komich. Jacqueline Lopez. Juan Antonio Lopez. Shelby Ann Lyle, magna cum laude. Alfred Michael Mabuka, summa cum laude. Iridiana A. Mejia. Joshua Thomas Menzev. Casey Brian Molesky. Miriam Mirzoyan. Azra Mojkic. Colin William Murphy. Bradley T. Musgrove, summa cum laude. Nir Tron Nguyen.
Send them. Send them.
Valerie Merjak Noel Saint. John Arthur Onedy. Mary Oviedo. Philip Anthony Payne. Samantha Ashley Phillips. Robert Thomas Pickens. Bianca Angel Piverger. Matthew Allen Roan. Molin Sophia Elizabeth Savland, summa cum laude. Alexander Joseph Schmidt. Ryan Michael Sharpless. Brian Jamal Smith. Nicholas Rochelle Smith. Diana Suarez. Talina Taveras, cum laude, minor in information technology. Michael David Thornberry. Judy E. Veras. Moises Alexander Villacorta. Stephanie Grace Wagner, minor in sociology. Trevor Lang Walker, cum laude. Taylor Anissa Ward. Luke Edward Watkins. Lamar Deontay Woods. Sharon Yu. Tyrone Marquise Young. Graduating School of Liberal Arts, Zachary Mitchell Hart. Amanda Lauren Kettles. Jessica Renee Norman. Quan Nguyen. Ethan Lee Kick. Amelia Grace Porter. Jessica Jordan Sanders, summa cum laude, minor in English. Nathan Richard Sourbeer. Fatia Ahmed. Myra James Beeman, minor in criminal justice. Dorian Lynn DeWitt. Perlene Woodfork Doxey. Louis Edwards Jr., cum laude. Cordialita Winael Pierre Lewis, minor in sociology. Micah Phillips Ruiz. Carla Yvette Williams. Claudia Flores, magna cum laude. Nelson Armando Fuentes. Alejandra Jaramillo, cum laude. Jessica Lopez. Andrea Carolina Ramirez. Jessica Mary Rutledge, cum laude. Sable Lanita Shepard. Micaela Mayana Smith. Andrew Dylan Threet. Gregory Nicholas Vasquez. Ishin Ariel Wang. Brianna Ariel Bailey, minor in business administration. Kristen Macy Baldridge. Sandria Cherie Browning. Jessica Marie Bryant, summa cum laude. Ashley Brianna Burke. Jalen Lacia Callaway. Jessica Elizabeth Contreras. Laura Christine Copeland, minor in criminal justice. Klein McIntosh Couch. Caitlin Nicole Crook, cum laude. Janie Marie Durham. Ashley Rose Farkas. Hannah Elizabeth Guthrie, summa cum laude. Alice Elizabeth Hamrick. Leslie Margaret Henschel. Chanel Adriana Hill. Karen Collette, cum laude, minor in criminal justice. Marissa Veralitha Lattimore. Safara Love Martinez. Jessica Lee Mosley. V. Tan Nguyen. Kalissa Rose Ramsour. Lashadra Monet Reeves. Melissa Kelly Slater. Valentina Torres Gallego. Judith Francine van Freyenhoven. Gloria Erlinda Villegas Macedo, cum laude. Aria Abriel Washington. Maiza Ayana Young. Megan M. Zazeski, minor in sociology. Diana Rosa Esquivel. Graduating School of Science and Technology. Karat S. Amir, cum laude, honors program. Rayanne S. Arslan, cum laude. Bethany Aaron Blakeman. Taniqua Michelle Cobb. Karishma Kazamali Danani, cum laude. Naleli Espinoza, cum laude. Jessica Itzel Giron Lopez, minor information technology. Catherine Lopez. Sanjin Medjedovich, cum laude. Henry David Montoya, cum laude. Drashti Vijay Kumar Patel, summa cum laude. Carla Daniela Pena Herrera, cum laude. Juan Esteban Torres. Frank Derek Tachum Tazo. Stanika A. Valentin. Rahel Estefanos Yamena. Joshua M. Brandenburg. Christine Doran. Robert French, Jr. Jonathan Sung Soo In. Brian Johnson. Tyler Paul McKinley. Nadia Janae Miller. Brandy Lynn Narszewski, cum laude. Robin Ann Scrim. Chike Uzabunam. Samir Ahmed. Samuel Theodore Allen. Joshua Charles Broughton, cum laude. Fabrice Wansi Chikowa, cum laude. Rosanetta M. Cumberbatch, minor in business administration. Tiyabsta Shiriao Irasa. Adrian Gloden. Putnakon Kringsara. Thomas James Matthews. Ying Ming. Jonathan Stephen Nguyen. Rin Tang. Michael Newland Tidwell.
But I'll be right here.
Once again, you all got ahead of me because you got ahead of me because the script says, please join me in congratulating the graduating class of the summer 2017. Graduates, as you return to your seats following receipt of your diploma, you also received the gift of an alumni pin from the GGC Alumni Association. They'll start collecting shortly. Welcome to the body of the GGC alumni. I invite you to engage actively in your alumni association and to keep us all apprised of your significant events as your lives move forward. Please note, too, that there'll be, again, by the end of this year, over 5,000 in the Alumni Association. That's your network, that's your future. So now, would everyone please stand for the Georgia Gwinnett College alma mater, sung by graduate and alumnus Jordan Sanders.
We have gained wisdom and honor from our home of green and gray. We will go forth and remember all we've learned along the way. And with knowledge and compassion, we will build communities, leading by example. Georgia Gwinnett will never Gwinnett with love and respect. Our alma mater, Georgia Gwinnett. Our alma mater, Georgia Gwinnett.
Somehow she sings that differently as a graduate. It's great. Thank you, Jordan, once again. Please be seated. Guests and friends, the faculty and the graduates will soon begin the recessional to conclude with a tradition that was established early on here at GGC, the faculty gauntlet. In keeping with this tradition, the platform party will depart first, followed by the faculty. The faculty will recess down the center aisle of the arena, forming two lines directly opposite from one another. Once the faculty are in place, our graduates will recess through these lines of faculty. The GGC tradition of recessing through the faculty gauntlet holds significant meaning. The gauntlet represents the strong bonds established between faculty and graduates during the time they shared in active learning at Georgia Gwinnett. So now, please remain in your places for the exit of the platform party, the recession of the faculty, and the summer 2017 graduates in that order. Again, we ask you to please remain standing and at your seats until the conclusion of the entire recessional. Congratulations again to our summer 2017 graduates. We wish you every success in your future. And on behalf of the GGC graduates, faculty, staff, and administration, we thank all of you in our audience for being here today and for choosing Georgia Gwinnett College. Have a blessed day.